We are live. Hello, everybody. All right. Let's see if we can get Dawn over in here. Sad thing is, on YouTube, though, you can't bring everybody in here. You can't bring nobody live on YouTube. So, how is everybody tonight? We haven't done a YouTube live in for like forever. Sorry about that. So, let's start getting some people on our YouTube videos and see if we can start doing some more YouTube lives. We will start doing some YouTube lives in our investigations and everything when we in 2019. So that way you can start meeting the whole crew. Um, let's pull up some pictures here, and I will introduce everybody by picture. Who do we got in here?
Me.
Oh, Kayla. She don't count. Okay, we got Kayla over here. She is the historian. Our sponsors. Well, we don't talk about sponsors on our YouTube channel, but we are a sponsored group. We are a non-profit group. We have talked about that before. We have Carrie, our second medium, and an investigator. And she is a secretary as of right now. We have Donna. She is our technician. And a investigator. We have Tom. Oh, let's see here. There he is. He is our debunker and our skeptic. And one of our main mans of our group, Don. He is our co-founder, lead investigator, and acting president right now. Myself, I am John. I am the founder and one of the lead investigators of the group also. So, tonight, we will cover why do people become investigators. We do also have a Facebook page. We have a couple of them actually. EPD White. You can hop over on there. And we also have Afterlife Explorers. That is a group page. We have two of those. You can find those also. We go live on actually all three of those. Sunday night is our main live. Okay.
I'm trying to figure out if this is going
Who's all in here? Comment. Let me know who's in here. How are you doing tonight, whoever is in here? This one?
Mm-hmm.
Teresa! Teresa is in here. Hi, Teresa. How are you doing, Teresa? So, I'm going to hand this over to Kayla and let her talk for a minute.
Give me some coffee. John.
I'm going this way.
I don't know what to talk about.
figure something out.
Our group is a nonprofit organization. We do not do this out of thrill. We do it to help people. Some groups do it as a hobby, like going into places for the thrill. Our group, we are here to help people with their problems and find a solution for them. Yeah, don't know what to talk about. Depending on the problem, depends on what we do to help them. Most cases, we go in with skeptic minds and we find our evidence and then we bless the house. Our blessings usually consist of saging and smudging the house and putting how do I word that? Putting Jesus's safety on it. I can't think of the word for it. John, what is where the blood of Jesus, is that what it's called?
What?
The last part of our house blessing that Dawn does.
Oh, you had that stone.
I can't think of the proper name of it.
You don't have to.
The blood of Jesus?
He puts the blood of Jesus on the house.
Yeah. I'll take a note.
Yes.
Can you please? You know I don't do well with anything else.
Alright, I am back. Alright. What is up, Teresa? Comment. Alright.
You might want to clarify what it is.
I have no clue what she was talking about.
Our blessings and what we do when we go on investigations.
Oh, she was talking about what we do on our investigations.
Yeah, I was on the blessing part, and I don't know how to explain how we do our blessings.
Oh, she was on the house blessing parts.
Yeah.
Okay. I think she's a little confused on the house blessing parts.
I can do it, but I don't know how to explain it.
You ate tacos. Oh, now they're popping up. Okay. They just popped up, Teresa. Your comments did.
I can do them.
Okay. We do house blessings. They're just like fading away. Let's okay, they're there. Okay, they're there. Okay. We do house blessings. They are done by myself and our co-founder. They are. Where's everybody at? Like who? Teresa. We do use holy water and anointing oil and several different verses. If we cannot get rid of what you have in your house or your vicinity, if you wish us to do a house blessing or anything, we will bring in somebody that can do a better job than us. We do have somebody that can do a better job than us. Now to tonight's topic. A lot of it, Teresa, you probably already heard, is getting into ghost hunting. Getting into ghost hunting is it's a deeply personal how do I put it? It's a deeply personal source that you can really get into. It's something that isn't for everybody. Ghost hunting or investigating is not for, like I said, not for everybody. It's something that you got to be careful. It's things that there are things that can attach themselves to you, that can take you over. You got to be careful on what you do. Yes, you got to have the passion for it. It does take a very strong person. And a lot of people, they take it very, very personal. There's a lot of things that you can't take personal. If you take it personal, that's where you get into trouble. And you can get into a lot of trouble when you take a lot of things personal. There are things that you think are connections that may not be connections. They may be other things. So you really got to watch on an investigation on what things are. There's a lot of detective work and investigating, becoming an investigator, a ghost hunter. There's debunking, there's like I said in my other our live on Facebook, there's debunking, there's like if something's on the counter and falls off the counter, is there animals in the house? Is there somebody around you talking? Is there somebody down the hall walking? Is one of your investigators behind you breathing heavy? Is there somebody? Is the house settling? Is there something outside that could have hit the roof? Is there something outside that could have hit the side of the house? It's things that you have to try to debunk. There's all sorts of things that you have to really get into and try to detect. It's detective work. It's things that you really got to do. That's why you really have to have a debunker in in your group. That's one thing you really, really want to do, is try to have a debunker in your group. Also, being an investigator, it's a waiting game. It's not You're not going to go into a place and catch something right away. You may be at a place for hours upon hours and not catch nothing at all. You may catch something the first 5 minutes you're there and not catch nothing the rest of the night. It's a big waiting game. Like, you may hear something like with your plain ears. You may not hear nothing until you review your evidence through your recorders or your cameras or something like that. It's a waiting game. It's a big waiting game. It's really really big waiting game to become an investigator. And another thing is getting into ghost hunting and becoming a decent group and a good group. It's a very expensive. It's an expensive field to have all the right equipment and everything. Um, the right cameras, the right recorders, like night shot cameras, digital recorders, REM pods, trigger objects, things like that. They cost a lot of money, and like I said before, you can go cheap. If you want to start out and you're just starting out, there are ways around it. You can use your phone recorder. You can get a night shot light to hook onto your phone. There are ways around it to get if you're just starting out. But be careful on what you are doing when you're first starting out. Always protect yourself. Always protect yourself. That's one thing I cannot preach enough. Protect yourself. If you're a fresh start investigator, protect yourself. That's one thing I do. I cannot preach enough is protect yourself. Another thing on becoming an investigator, one thing my group does not do is no hocus pocus. There are groups out there. Hi, Randy. How are you?
Hello, Randy.
One thing my group does not do is, and other groups out there do, Ouija board, black magic, tarot cards, things like that. Other groups do use them. More, more power to you. If you want to use them, go for it. But my group will not ever use Ouija boards or things like that to connect with the afterlife or spirits like that. We do it the old-fashioned way. We ask questions. We try to communicate. We do not use anything like that. It is extremely, extremely dangerous to use any type of black magic, Ouija boards, or anything like that. Some people may argue with me on that, but that is our group thing. Is we will never ever use Ouija boards and dark things like that. We do everything we can to protect ourselves. My group, people may argue with me on this. My group, we always pray before we go into an investigation. We always pray after an investigation. We always bless our equipment after an investigation. It's we always do that. People may argue with me on that, but that's our thing. Sorry to hear about that, Randy. Being sick really, really sucks. I know that. Doubting yourself is another thing as an investigator. When you doubt, you will always doubt yourself as an investigator. A lot of you may have already heard this, but YouTube and Facebook are two totally different things. So we're covering this again. I'm trying to get through this because you guys know why. Sponsors are going to be live here pretty soon. You will always doubt yourself as an investigator. Did you hear that? Was it something, like a skeptic or a debunker? Um, did that really happen? Or a doubt is a big thing as an investigator. I doubt it happened. I doubt it will happen. Um, Things like that. A team's mind and experience will always have doubt, but a team will always come together and try to figure it out. That's the thing. If you have a good team, they will always come together to figure things out. And will you message John? Let him know that we're live on YouTube. So yeah, that's the thing. A team will always come together to figure out that. They don't matter. Um, then there's always going to be rough spots as an investigator, where things lie low, and you know that it's there. You're getting the feeling that things are there. You're getting like the electronic feelings, the tingly feelings, the webby feelings, the things that you know that it's there, and it just will not interact with you. So you're getting the roughness, the doubts, and you cannot get it to interrupt with you. That's once again where it comes back into the detective work and all that. So you know it's there, and you cannot get it to cooperate with you, to work with you, to catch anything and all that. So you know it's there, and that's where the doubt comes in, and the investigating, the detective work, and all that. So yeah, so we'll see. You never know. That's all that. It's, like I said, that's where your team comes together and you try to get everything to work. The proper equipment, um, to try to get. That's where the proper equipment comes in to use to try to get to work with you and all that. That's where the money situation comes in to have it to to get it to cooperate, to work with you, to make contact with you and everything. I'm gonna set it down here. Um, Another thing as an investigator, what's that? Did you get booted? Okay, let's get booted on here too. You will have mind-blowing experiences as an investigator. Myself, like I said, what?
It's called the blood of Christ.
Oh, you will. I've never had a mind-blowing experience myself. I've had things happen, but I've never had like a mind-blowing experience. There are people in my group that have had things happen that they were like, "Wow," But myself, I've never ever had things really happen like mind-blowing wise. I'm still waiting for that occasion to happen. But there will be a mind-blowing experience eventually if you're just starting out as an investigator. That will blow your mind. Like, did that really happen? Eventually, as an investigator, it will happen. But once again, you have to be careful on what you're doing as an investigator. Always protect yourself. Um, don't let things get to you. As an investigator. Um, and always be skeptic. Like I said, always be a skeptic. Always be a debunker. Don't don't always jump to conclusions. Always try to debunk things like I said, the noises and everything. Try to debunk them. Don't just jump to conclusions. Um, just go out. If you heard something and you think it was in another room, go in there, ask a few questions. No responses. Look outside the window and see if there was something outside the window. It could have been, say, you're by the windows by a tree or something. Maybe the tree branch hit the window or something. And if it did, you could say, okay, on the recorder, that was debunked and everything. So that's another thing that you want to look into is always, like I said, always try to be skeptic about things and always try to debunk things. Um, you will get scared as an investigator. I kind of lied on my last live stream that I've never been scared. I have been scared a few times in a few places, but it's nothing like trembling scared. I've more been freaked out than scared. But you will be scared, but being scared is the paranormal's top thing they like. It's an investigator's worst nightmare is being scared because the paranormal feeds on on being scared. If you show fear, I wouldn't say scared if it's fear. If you show fear to evil things and poltergeist, they feed off of that. So you never want to show fear or anything like that to in an investigation. You want to try to hold that back as much as you can. So never show fear or anything like that to in an investigation. Try to hold it back as much as you can. So that's another thing. Never ever show fear in an investigation. But you will get scared as an investigator. Does anybody have any questions? I know we have a few people in here, so does anybody have any questions? What? There it is. Another thing that we was talking about is why do ghost hunters become ghost hunters or investigators become investigators? I think a lot of it has to do with personal experiences or personal beliefs, or a lot of them are thrill seekers. We covered that on a Facebook Live one time.
And I somewhat covered it.
A lot of them are thrill seekers, but I'm not a big fan of thrill seekers. But that's a whole different topic. So we'll just stay off of thrill seekers. Who do we all still have in here? Myself, I became an investigator because of a few personal experiences that I had. I shared one on my live feed on our Afterlife Explorer page, but I'll go ahead and share it on here too. I might have shared it on a feed on here, I don't remember. But we was at a friend of mine's house, and he had a pretty creepy house, and we went over there one night, and he was like, "Hey, we've had some pretty weird stuff happen in our house," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, what's that?" And he's like, "Well, we have this sound in here, and Teresa's still here, that sounds like cards being shuffled and beer bottles being banged around and everything." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And he's like, "Yeah, and we have this old lady that lived here that she had a bunch of cats and everything, and she used to bury her cats down in the basement up on the ledge." I'm like, "Oh, no way." And he's like, "Yeah, and this old lady, she deceased in the house." I'm like, "Oh man, I back then I was like, I don't know if I could even live in that house, and all that." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, I've found bones down there on this ledge before." I'm like, "No way." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Come on, let's go downstairs. I'll show you where it's at." And I'm like, "All right." And we went down there, and it's like a ledge, concrete basement with a ledge with the dirt up on the ledge and everything where she used to. Actually, he wasn't lying. They used to bury the cats. We went down there, and there are bones and everything up on that ledge. And we was down there talking, and there's like it was probably, I'd say, 8 foot by 7 foot basement. It wasn't a very big basement at all. There's a water heater over in the corner, and we was standing there talking, and he was standing by the water heater, and I was standing by the stairs, and I was standing there, and I looked over his shoulder, and there was like a misty white figure that looked like a a lady, an old lady wearing white. And he said that I turned pale white, and I shot up them stairs, and I never went back in his basement ever again. So that was kind of my first intrigueness of a becoming the well my I wouldn't say becoming an investigator, but that was my first thing where I got interested in that. So another night, same place, we set up a deck of cards, all in order, and everything, and we stayed over there. Oh, I stayed over there all night, and made sure that he didn't get up or anything, and the cards were shuffled in random order that next morning. So I don't know if he actually got up and shuffled the cards or anything, but I don't know about that one. So that was another little experience and everything. But I've had a few other experiences before I actually got involved in a ghost hunting group. So that's what intrigued me to become an investigator. Um, I can't really bring on, but we will have a few more lives on why a few of my other investigators became investigators. I don't. Why'd you become an investigator?
I've always been able to see them.
Kayla's like a. She's a.
I'm a sensitive.
Sensitive, and she's in training on how to control it. Let's see if we can. We'll get Don in here.
He's not. I don't think he's gonna.
But yeah, I think there's all kinds of different reasons why people get involved in investigations and becoming a ghost hunter
The real reason
and things like that.
is when I moved in with you and what I've seen in my bedroom. This is how I got involved. But that's a story for another time.
Is there anybody else in here that has had any experiences or anything there that is interested in becoming an investigator or has had experiences with the paranormal? Teresa? Randy? I don't know who's all in here. Goes to my parents' house. Really? Might have to bring them on one of our lives one of these times and have them tell us a story.
There's 5 people in here. Someone's gotta have a story.
There's 5 people in here. Somebody's got to have a story to tell or something. You're what? When? We are also having a presidential debate, or debut on our Facebook page on Afterlife Explorers and EPD White. Don is stepping down from his president position, but he is going to still be part of the group. He is still the co-founder and one of the lead investigators. So everybody go on there and vote. The people that is running for the president page, or the president is, you can't vote yourself, is Kayla, Donna, Carrie, and Tom. We have a vote for each one of them. So we need to, that is going to expire January 1st. So everybody go on there and vote for them. I will go on there and I'm going to redo the poll. So everybody go on there and vote. And we also do have a merch page that you can also go on there. It is
Needs to be
through
updated.
Teesprings. We will go on there and update it. Go in there and check out our merch on Teesprings. We have all kinds of T-shirts and everything.
I don't know how to do that.
And of course, she's going to leave that up to me. So.
I'll fuck it up like every other business.
We have a big schedule plan for 2019. We have a lot of places that we are going to be going. We are going to be checking out Rocky Ford Bridge down in Emporia, Kansas. We are going to be planning a trip to Deadwood, South Dakota, Squirrel Cage. There we go. Squirrel Cage Prison in Iowa. We have a couple places in Salem that we are going. We're going to be ending here pretty soon. A couple places in Salem that we're going to be going to. There is a couple places in Omaha that we are going to be going to. Yes. There's a place in Kansas City.
Or meet and greet.
We are going to have a meet and greet in 2019. And there is a place. Did I say Kansas City?
Yes.
Oh.
City or outside of
That's Salem. We have a big schedule for 2019, so be ready for a lot of lives in 2019.
And the YouTube videos.
And we will have a lot of YouTube videos coming up too. So be ready to watch out for those also. We're about in Kansas. It is a actual. I'll send it to you, Randy. I'll show. It was actually just brought to my attention a couple days ago, so I will show it to you. Carrie actually brought it to my attention a couple days ago, so I will send it to you and show you where it's at. You will probably know where it's at.
Speaking of everyone,
But we are going to end this live feed and everything. So, how do you end this? Okay. No? I don't know how to end this. Our battery is about ready to go dead. If we can figure out how to end this. Okay. But everybody, I want you to have a good night and to stay safe, stay warm, and to take care of each other. So everybody have a good night. Much love.